Gunther may be the most feared hitman working in the industry today. If you want to be king, you have to kill the king.
Everyone knows who he is. Gunther.
Gunther's.
Where is Gunther?
I'm right here. Guess who?
He's the greatest hitman ever.
Bullseye.
I will be the guy who killed Gunther. I put together an unstoppable team.
Just erase that.
Oh, hello guys. This is me, Arnold. I'm pumping my biceps right now to be in shape, to be good. Strong biceps, but I will put these dumbbells down because I have something very special for you today.
Yeah. Oh, hello. I'm White Goodman.
And this is the film Killing Gunther, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger in a minor part. Arnold is even on the cover here. He got to the chopper in this film.
Get to the chopper!
This is a film released from 2017, and it's a small budget production, and it's visible, but it's still interesting for Mr. Arnold himself to see him in a minor part, but still active and in a very good shape for his age. Very good, so he's strong. He pumps iron every day, probably. But let's cut to the chase, guys, shall we?
Up, 4, down, up, 5, down, up, 6.
The plot is simple, guys. Gunther, he's the best assassin in the world. He's the best in the business. So nobody tops him. He's the best. He's creme de la creme. He's the elite top brass of the assassins all over the world globally. But there is a bunch of other assassins, and there is a guy who holds a personal grudge against Gunther.
I will be the guy who killed Gunther. I put together an unstoppable team.
And his main goal in life is to kill Gunther, to wax him off, to finally get rid of him and become the best assassin all over the world. So he is a pretty ambitious fella, I have to give him that. And he organizes a bunch of other criminals like himself, other assassins, and they want to combine their forces to finally get rid of Gunther once and for all. And they have a filming crew who decide to help them film a documentary about their effort, about their joint work, about their joint venture and the cooperation. So the crew is always there with them, and it's like a mockumentary. They talk straight to the camera just like myself. Ha! You think it's so easy? It's not so easy. It's not so easy talking to the camera. Trust me, but I've been practicing it for a long, long time. So I know what I'm talking about. And
When I found out that there were a bunch of assassins trying to kill me, I got pissed off.
it's a bunch of very interesting, peculiar characters. And there is a guy who likes poisons, there is a guy who is a specialist in explosive materials, C4, plastic.
Just erase that.
I'm Donald Kisnowski for Boom Boom. I'm trying to get that started.
And the other guys, one with a bionic arm, a little bit like Iron Man, but it's not a costume, it's just a prosthetic arm, because he uses it like that, like a robot. I think it's the right arm, I don't remember, but it's probably even stronger than his normal arm.
Name is that I crush things.
And the film is pretty crazy, pretty wacky. I know that they tried to do something else with it, something a little bit different out of the box, and, well, I can't say that they succeeded, at least to the full extent. So it is a failed experiment, but a very interesting experiment, that's for sure.
Guess who?
Of course, naturally, this is obvious. The main selling point of this film is Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's obvious, it's simple. Ha! What else did you think?
Wait, where are you going?
I'll be back. Ha! You did not gonna say that, did you?
That's what you always say.
So, he's having fun on the set of this film. You can see that he's playing with his character, and he has a very funny accent, even funnier than mine, trust me. It's not this typical Arnold in terms of his accent and intonation.
Die werde ich ausschalten. So viel steht fest. Na los, töte mich!
And, you know, he does crazy stuff in here, so he plays with his typical typecast character, like he's always been typecast as a tough guy. So, apart from some comedies, so he's always been a tough guy, as tough as nails. And in this case, so of course, he's also tough guy, like a hard-boiled assassin, but also he has a funnier part to him, a funnier side, and he's even compassionate at some point. But you have to see that. He's so sly, he's so cunning, and...
The role of Gunther, I said, if we can just capture part of your essence from Pumping Iron,
yes,
of that charming, like, hate to love him, you know, like $1 million smile bully, that's exactly who this guy is, and the movie is in sort of a documentary style, so it's really fun.
This is the main selling point. But you have to be aware on one fact. They've tricked us all, because he appears very late in the film. It's like 65 minutes of the film, and the film is very short. Maybe fewer than 90 minutes, and he appears for the last 20 minutes, so it's a gimmick, it's a marketing gimmick. Arnold, you see, he's on the front cover, he's featured there. Very big likeness of him. In the middle, in the center, he's not there almost for 65 minutes. That's a joke. The joke is on you. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you.
Big mistake.
But for his age, Arnold is in a very good shape. He really has a lot of muscle tissue. He has big biceps, a big chest, big round chest. He's muscle bound. And at that time, he was in his 70s, I believe, and he was still in a very good shape. See, he still has the muscle tissue at this age. So you gotta give the guy props for staying in shape, keeping fit, although he's in his 70s, just like Sylvester Stallone, right? So they are of the same kind. Mr. Sylvester Stallone is like, absolutely, absolutely. So you think you are in good shape? Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm in good shape. Yeah, you think so? So try harder. Try harder, everyday hard training, pumping iron. Yeah, I pump iron. Absolutely, absolutely. You're aging.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're Adrian.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking.
Do you see? Sly, in comparison with Arnold. Sly is also great, but he's always been slimmer. Ha! Like in The Twins, there was a scene when he compares his biceps to Stallone's biceps, and he makes laugh at him. He laughs at him because Sly was pretty slim in comparison with Arnold in his best shape, in his prime. You have to give him that. But Sly, on the other hand, was ripped to the bone, shredded as heck, right? So, as they say, to each their own.
just like you.
So, unfortunately, the film is a little bit of a flop. So I know what they were trying to do. So it was a little bit like a mockumentary, and also they like go deep into that. So there is a mockumentary in a mockumentary. So it goes into limbo, like another deeper part of it, like The Matrix. So I get what they were trying to do, what they were aiming for, but in practice it doesn't work that well. And especially that there was this false advertising. You expected Arnold, and Arnold was there, but very late in the film, only for 20 minutes. What is that? I don't get it. It's a joke. It was a marketing gimmick. It was false advertising. Anyhow, so there are several action scenes, but you can see that there is also some CGI.
Will you?
We gotta be on our toes.
So not all of it. Those are practical effects, unfortunately. This is this new style of creating and making films. This new filmmaking, so a lot of CGI. There are some practical effects, but also a lot of CGI, unfortunately. You can see the cars exploding there. So some of them look magnificent, some of them look very fake. And also there is like a fake CGI snake, which they kill. So it looks horrible. But you see, so the explosions are probably real. You can see that fire bursting out. And there will be this horrible CGI snake. Oh my goodness. It's like from the decade ago, from 2 decades ago. What the heck is that? Is that supposed to be good CGI? I don't think so. Anyhow, it is what it is, right? Cutting costs, I guess. And there are some shootouts, some fighting scenes, so fist fights, so there is something to watch. It is entertaining, it is a bit funny, but also pretty cringy at some moments. So it's difficult to recommend it fully because on the one hand, so it tried something new out of the box. On the other hand, it failed. Maybe not miserably, but it failed at it. You can see the average score. On IMDb, it's around 4.7, something like this. Some people do defend it in the comments, but most of them, they criticize it for having failed at what it was trying to do, to achieve, unfortunately. But for Arnold himself, for his performance, definitely it's worth trying, it's worth seeing. Maybe if you don't like the film, you could skip it to the last part, to the last act, let's say, where Arnold is there. And he also makes fun of himself, and this is fantastic at this age, really. So it's worth recommending just for Arnold Schwarzenegger alone.
Go ahead. Kill me.
I believe that the film had a limited theatrical release, so it didn't even have a chance to to recoup its budget. And I don't know about the budget, but it can't have been very big. Probably, I've heard that 20% of the budget, it went straight to Schwarzenegger for his fee, for his performance. But I have to say that he deserves it, because without this, so it would be another straight-to-DVD film. It is still a straight-to-DVD film, almost in this figurative sense, but at least we have a major star in it, so this is something which definitely saves the film from a complete fiasco, a failure. And Mr. Arnold in this film, he even cross-dresses. Ha! This is hilarious! Arnold Schwarzenegger in a dress, with makeup, with a lipstick, if I don't remember. Isn't it hilarious?
Hello, Diana.
So he makes fun of his usual persona, but he doesn't use his catchphrases very often. So there is not too much of, "I'll be back."
Stay here. I'll be back.
Oh, "Get to the chopper."
Get to the chopper! Got you on that one, huh?
Or, "Hasta la vista, baby."
Hasta la vista, baby.
And this Blu-ray release is very decent. The picture quality is very nice, it's very sharp, it's very crisp, but it's a new release. But I really hope that it's a legitimate release. It's legit because it's been pressed. It's been friggin' pressed, not burned. You see, you can see that the picture quality is there. Really, it's very crisp because it's shot digitally. So, of course, it has to be crisp. How else, right? But it's very nice and it's full screen. Filled to the brim, no margins, this is great. Although it's a Spanish release, I love Spanish, I speak Spanish, yo hablo español un poquito, y lo entiendo.
Estoy aquí.
That's why I love when there is a Spanish release with Spanish subtitles, which are not always there. And that definitely is worth picking up for Arnold himself. He's a friggin' role model. You have to admire the guy. He's been a successful bodybuilder, the bodybuilding icon, one of the greatest bodybuilding icons. A very successful politician, the governor of California at that time.
Answer is clear. For the people to win, politics as usual must lose.
And first of all, a very famous actor. Everybody loves him, I hope, from his roles in action films like Predator and other ones, The Terminator. And in this film, Arnold gets to the chopper. He does get to the chopper.
Good morning. Let's get to the chopper. Let's go.
Thank you very much, guys, for your attention. Remember, stay in shape, train hard, pump this iron a little bit, and see you next time. I'll be back.
Almost out. I'll be back. You've been back enough. I'll be back. Yippee-ki-yay.
Thank you very much, and see you next time. Cheers.